Out of the slums, they won't give a nigga crumbs. Still the one, I'm still the one. I'm still the one, still the one, still the one. Yeah, I'm still the one. I'm still the one. I don't feel what's to come. I'd rather light a split for some.
Yo, it's your host, the Road to Mo, Steve-O Stoner, aka FBA Stoner Trap. We diving right in real quick. We got some news from President Trump. Everybody's been talking about this on the internet all day about how the U.S. and Israel bombed Iran, and a lot of their political forces were defeated during this bombing. So we gotta get the context of what's going on and watch Trump make his announcement.
Iran is the
Wait, my bad, yo. I'm always doing that shit, man.
the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions.
Yeah,
Apparently, you can go from zero to a complete.
He said that shit like a song, like 50 Cent made Hustle Ambition.
And we can't take it anymore. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message. For these reasons, the United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated.
When he talk, I just feel like he capping. I don't know, bro. Maybe it's obliterated. He just seemed like he not serious, but I know he's serious. But it just seemed like he not serious.
We're going to annihilate their Navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces, and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a nuclear weapon. This regime will soon learn that no one should challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces. I built and rebuilt our military in my first administration, and there is no military on earth even close to its power, strength, or sophistication. My administration has taken every possible step to minimize the risk to U.S. personnel in the region. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes.
I mean, I'm not a super political guy, but from what I'm hearing so far, it sounds like, my bad, I'm away from the mic talking. I'm not a super political guy, but from what I'm hearing so far, it sounds like you the one with the thirst to kill, brother. To be honest, is like, could somebody fill me in, chat? Could somebody fill me in what this war is behind? Because from what I'm hearing, it sounds like a pissing contest. We don't want y'all to have weapons of mass destruction, so we coming over there to take y'all nukes. We don't want y'all to have them glizzies over there, so we sliding on y'all block, kicking y'all trapdoor in and taking the woo-wop. That's what I'm hearing from a street lingo. So can somebody fill me in on what it's truly about? Because that sounds like bullshit. That sounds like the same old thing they said when they was trying to pop it off with the Middle East 20 years ago, 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like the same shit.
Lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. We ask God to protect all of our heroes in harm's way, and we trust that, with his help, the men and women of the armed forces will prevail. We have the greatest in the world, and they will prevail. To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or, in the alternative, face certain death. So, lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death.
He said, give up them blicks or we sliding on Fulham grave. That's what Trump just said, basically.
To the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. May God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God.
I think it was took out of context when people started saying Trump was warning of us of bombs blowing up. That warning was for them. He basically told them it ain't safe for y'all to come outside. Bro, we out here sliding. He basically told Iran and anybody that ran with him, fuck you talking about, that it's up and it's stuck. When we catch y'all, we blowing you down. Don't come outside. The kids, the mamas ain't nobody safe. We on that. It's crazy. But I think that the response from people, the community here, is like Trump is gonna get us fucked up because he's doing some crazy shit that none of us signed up for. But that's why I said, somebody in the chat, let me know, because I'm not the political genius here. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to figure it out like the rest of y'all.
Bless you all. Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click.
Let's see what's going on.
Khamenei's death in a lengthy social media post. Just now, I want to read through to you what the president is saying. He says, Khamenei, one of the most evil people in history, is dead. This is not only justice for the people of Iran, but for all great Americans and those people from many countries throughout the world that have been killed or mutilated by Khamenei and his gang of bloodthirsty thugs. He was unable to avoid our intelligence.
Fucking thugs, man. What are y'all doing? What is the Republican Party doing? Who is the real thugs?
and highly sophisticated tracking systems. And working closely with Israel, there was not a thing he or the other leaders that have been killed along with him could do. The president goes on, David, to repeat the claims that we heard him make overnight shortly after this attack for regime change. The president saying this is the single greatest chance for the Iranian people to take back their country. The big question has been, what does that look like? How does the U.S. and how does President Trump envision that playing out? The president says that hopefully the IRGC and police will peacefully merge with the Iranian patriots and work together as a unit to bring back the country to the greatness it deserves. But David, the president,
what they hoping for. They hoping somebody could get a treaty. They hoping somebody could be that olive branch that extend, because there's gonna be a lot of shit go on if the leader of basically the Arabian Peninsula was killed. That's crazy.
Concludes this statement by saying that the heavy and pinpoint bombing, however, will continue uninterrupted throughout the week or as long as necessary to achieve our objective of peace throughout the Middle East and indeed the world.
For days and weeks to come. And Mary, once this attack was underway today, the president with a stark warning to the American people about U.S. troops.
Yeah, and David, the president, of course, remember, he has long promised not to drag America into these long, protracted foreign wars. But now the president has warned that American lives may be lost in this fight. We do not know how long this is going to go on, whether this will indeed be a long, protracted, prolonged war. The president making clear for now the attack, the strikes will continue, but there are still so many basic fundamental questions about what comes next and what role the U.S. is going to play in the future of Iran, David.
Again, we're going to get back to this hockey game in just moments here. Mary Bruce live at the White House. Mary, thank you.
Yeah, that's important. It's important to highlight how many times has the U.S. been attacked by a foreign entity. Because the first thing that kind of comes to mind when you think of the U.S. being attacked by a foreign entity, because we've had conflict of the interest with somebody else, you think of 9/11 and you think of, the World Trade Center, you think of the Twin Towers, you think of a lot of things that went on from the 90s to the 2000s between the U.S. and the Middle East. So it's one of those things where it does need to be looked at. Everybody needs to be on alert as far as what could possibly happen next, because thousands of American lives were lost in 9/11. A lot of y'all are new. A lot of y'all on the internet are young, so y'all don't understand the detriment that happened once 9/11 occurred. But hell, I was young. I was in I'm telling my age, but I think I was like 3rd, 4th grade when that happened. I remember teachers rolling in all of the I remember teachers rolling in all of the TVs. That's back in the day when the teachers would roll the TV into the class, and we thought it was gonna be movie time, but the whole time they was coming in to show us that what we thought as kids, the world was in there, because we like, damn, they blowing buildings up. The hell is going on? We kids, so we thinking like, oh shit. I know I lived in Chicago my whole life, so when I seen the Twin Towers get blown up, the first thing on my mind as a kid was, are they gonna blow up that big tower called Sears Tower we got downtown? So it's one of those things where we do have to look at the risks that are involved with this could be war that's getting ready to go.
That I don't even want to talk about, especially if you guys have anyone in the military services. Folks, go check out my friends over at Attorneys on Retainer. These guys provide some of the best coverage. If you do carry a firearm, you will need...
Bro, we ain't going to look at your commercial, bro. Choke fast on it. Nah, let's see what the information the bro's saying.
Boiling over between the negotiations with the United States and Iran. This is probably 3rd day that things have kind of fallen apart. And what's happening is Iran is standing firm, because remember, we sent them pallets of cash under the Obama administration, and we basically kissed their ass under the Biden administration. So they were used to that, and they thought that's how they could deal with the United States all the time. Trump's not so easy. Trump's not bending over and dropping his trousers for the Iran Khamenei guy to enter into him, trying to keep this PG-13. For all of Trump's faults, one thing I do pride him on is the very fact that he stands firm in defense of the United States and our position geopolitically in the world. And this is where Iran is not used to being told no. Iran is like a petulant 2-year-old right now. We're telling them no.
Hungry Root is
I'm trying to get
easiest way to eat healthy. Hungry Root is kind of like having your own personal
Can't
shopper.
help that notice that he kind of got this disposition where he a Trump, like he's stomping for Trump. So we'll dig into some. We'll dig into it a little bit. Let's see.
They're throwing a fit. Right now, the U.S. Navy's got not one, but 2 massive aircraft carriers in play. The USS Gerald R. Ford off Israel's coast and the USS Abraham Lincoln over in the Arabian Sea, staring straight up at Iran. This is a setup that could drag us straight into World War III if one wrong move gets made. Let's talk.
Okay, hold on. All right, that's why I stayed on this dude's page, because I knew he was gonna bring up some receipts. So these are nuclear aircrafts that the U.S. owns, in service since '75. Another one in service since 2017, and one coming soon. One of them got 10 active carriers, 2 nuclear reactors, a catapult, and a resting gear. When I see catapult, I'm thinking like that joint that go all the way back like the old cartoons and then sling a big ass bomb. Like, I don't know. That's crazy. Damn. And it's aircraft sitting on top. Think about how big this thing is for 60 to 75 aircrafts to sit on top of it. And they not even like congested inside. Look at the picture on there. They like spread around evenly. You could put a basketball court in the middle of that shit. It's crazy.
About the defensive and offensive strategies at work here. Why the positioning of the Ford where it is looks downright careless, and how Russia and Chinese missile technology in Iranian hands could change everything for American carriers out there. So I'm going to get in the weeds real quick for what I think. Let me say this. All of this is my opinion except for the facts that I state. But I'm going to tell you why I think this is dangerous and why I think we're using the USS Ford, our most valuable aircraft carrier, as bait right now. And I don't like it. The USS Gerald R. Ford is the Navy's newest supercarrier, over 1,000 feet long, designed to carry about 75 aircraft, costing taxpayers roughly $13 billion just for the ship itself, not the stuff in it or on it. Right now, the Ford has pushed back into the Mediterranean, left Sodu Bay in Crete, and is moving east towards the eastern Mediterranean, with reporting that it's heading for the waters off northern Israel near Haifa. This is a strategic move that puts the Ford right off the coast of Israel in a defensive posture to protect Israel from any types of missiles coming in from either the north or, of course, the east. You see, the Ford's carrier strike group includes the Arleigh Burke.
I get what he said. He breaking it down the simplest way. We got a ship right there at their front door in case they start tripping. We gonna get right to it. We ain't gotta come from all the way to the crib, drive over there and see what's popping once. Nah, it's something right there to intercept whatever bullshit they getting ready to do.
Class destroyers equipped with the Aegis combat system and ballistic missile defense capabilities. These ships can fire SM-3 and SM-6 interceptor missiles designed to take out short and some medium-range ballistic threats in mid-flight, as well as cruise missiles and aircraft. If Iran launches a big volley like we've seen before with the mixed swarms of missiles and drones, the Ford's escorts can act as an extra layer or a shield over Israel territory. Now, from that position in the eastern Mediterranean, the group's powerful radars and missile batteries can help cover much of Israel's airspace and parts of the surrounding region, engaging threats coming in from the direction of Iraq and Syria. It's basically like parking a floating Iron Dome and a Patriot battery offshore and pointing it at Iran's direction of fire. The official line is that this is about deterrence and reassuring an ally, Israel. But you and I both know it also ramps up the pressure on Tehran big time. But here's where things get dicey and suspect, and I question this. Again, I'm no military genius, but this seems awfully careless. Again, it appears to be bait, Putting the fort this close to the action isn't just offensive, it appears preemptive. And I'd argue that it's borderline reckless. Why? Because any serious Iranian retaliation aimed at Israel will be flying through a region now saturated with U.S. sensors, missiles, a very visible U.S. flagship sitting within operational reach. Most of Iran's ballistic trajectories towards Israel run overland through Iraq and Syria, not necessarily straight across the Mediterranean, but in a saturation attack, hundreds of missiles, drones, decoys. Things will get messy. Some tracks could be miscalculated. Some cruise missiles could approach.
I get exactly what he's saying. Being right there, yeah, it's got that little force field dome that he explained earlier, right? But at the same time, they so close that if Syria was to send that shit our way, the defense may not be able to respond quick enough to stop everything because it's so close. That's all he's saying.
The sea, or U.S. ships might engage what they see as inbound threats, putting American assets directly in the path of Iranian fire. Think about it like this. You don't park a $13 billion symbol of American power right where the enemy's return fire could land unless you're either comfortable with the risk or you're quietly okay with using that risk as leverage. If even one missile or drone gets through and tags the fort or one of its escorts, whether intentional or not, that's an instant headline. U.S. forces attacked by Iran.
Do not pay your car insurance bill. I repeat, do not pay your...
Y'all get to stonertrap.com. Check out the music, merch, live streams, and live performances. You dig?
I mean, let's be real. We're Israel sugar daddy.
He said we Israel sugar daddy. Nah, he dropped some good game on us. He dropped some good game on us. Yeah, man. Man, dude. It's terrible right now, G. I had another video I was trying to look at and get some more context real quick. These videos I'll just be reacting to. I'll save them for later and then watch them with y'all. Do reactions for them. You dig? If I can't find it, we ain't gonna keep scrolling all night. I think that's it right here.
Trapmore gang, global tensions are reaching a boiling point and Donald Trump is teasing World War III.
There it is. This is it.
World War III. I never thought I'd see the day that bombs, rockets, drones were being detonated in Dubai, of all places, supposed to be a safe tourist destination in the Middle East. We're seeing scenes that we never thought could be possible. The US, and now also Israel. Yep. Yeah. I don't even like talking about those guys, but it's a mess. It's chaos. Okay. I've got all of the links, all of the bombs, all of the attacks in one big document for you here. I'm going to break down to you everything that's happened. And to kick things off, let's just have a little bit of backstory just from CNN to just prime you and give you an understanding of exactly what's going down. And we're going to understand basically that this is the United States and Israel launching a massive coordinated preemptive strike that is specifically targeting Iran before they can even cause any problems for the U.S.
And obviously, I'm in this box above the brother. I want to pause for a second. Because I talk so much shit about Trap Lord Ross, and people that know me know I talk shit about him. Because I feel as though, I know this is off topic, but I feel as though he doesn't really speak about other things in the world. He's hyper-focused on the Chicago drill scene and black people killing black people. So the fact that he's doing content like this, I'm going to give him a salute, you dig, before I react to his reaction. Because... yeah, I was tired of his ass talking about black folks. Let's dive in.
And there's retaliations now happening all over the world. So let's see what's being said about this.
Rocked multiple cities across Iran, including its capital, Tehran. Videos from Tehran show smoke. You see it here billowing over the city. And now we're getting reports of explosions in Gulf Arab countries hosting U.S. military bases. Live look now at Abu Dhabi, where explosions were reported, in addition to Bahrain and Qatar. A video now of an explosion in Bahrain. Officials say a missile hit the service center of the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet in the country. These strikes happen barely a day after the latest round of indirect nuclear talks between Iran and the U.S. And sources tell CNN the U.S. military is planning for these attacks to last for days. Israel said the same, and both President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu are now calling for regime change.
You haven't listened?
StonerTribe.com for the music and the merch, you dig?
To the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours.
That sounds like an oxymoron. The hour of freedom is at hand, but stay in your house. Don't come outside. It ain't safe. The fuck? Who's freedom? I'm telling you, U.S. be gang banging, and this brother right here is Larry Hoover. He worse than Larry Hoover, Jeff Fort, Fluky Stokes, Tukey Williams, all of them rolled into one. He's the big bad wolf right there.
This will be probably your only chance for generations.
Yeah, Iran media reported just hours ago that
Listen to the verbiage. Listen to how they talk. You think gang members make threats, bro? Listen to how politicians talk when it's wartime. Just listen to what he said. Like, break it down.
Proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home.
The hour of freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your motherfucking house. We finna make it rain bullets and bombs around this bitch.
Very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government.
We sliding.
It will be yours to take.
When we finish walking your trap, we taking over your trap. I'm giving y'all the street lingo to break down.
This will be probably your only chance for generations.
This your only chance, because we gonna kill everybody, your uncle, your dog, your kids, your nephew. We on all that. Trump them gang banging. I'm telling you, bro. You think the Crips and Bloods is bad, the GDs and BDs is bad? Listen to these politicians when it's wartime. They make threats that man said your generation's gonna feel it. What? You ain't never heard a brother tell another brother that in front of the liquor store about the pack he on. Nigga, 3 generations from now, you gonna feel it about that za you took. Like, nah, hell, you ain't never heard no shit like that. And that man meant it. The way they just bombed them countries, literally, them folks' great grandkids gonna hear about that shit. He's not lying. He really standing on it.
Media reported just hours ago that Iran already launched dozens of ballistic missiles at Israel. And Qatari officials say that Qatar already intercepted 2 Iranian missiles, indicating Iran is carrying out that plan to retaliate.
So the US and Israel are basically attacking Iran. Trump is actually out there saying, this is your only opportunity for regime change. We're going to destroy your government, and the people of Iran need to now then take over. This is your only chance for generations. Now, look, there's a lot going on with this, and it's very, very complicated, okay? So I feel like this is kind of Trump's full 8-minute statement. I'm tempted to sit and watch this whole thing, but I'd be curious to see what people are reacting. This is on r/war. This is Trump explaining how the U.S. military begun a major combat operation in Iran. And if you've been following the story for a while, you'll know that there's been protests in Iran. A lot of people have been very oppressed. There's been protesters killed. There's a lot of it, unfortunately, is young women. A lot of women are being oppressed in Iran. They're really dictating a very oppressive regime. I don't want to say the wrong thing, okay? I don't want to say too much, but basically, it's a very, very tough time to be a liberated woman in Iran, and this might be the only opportunity for Iran to start again. So people saying, there we go, folks, war. Give back that FIFA prize. People saying exactly as predicted. Wait until the markets close, then jump into another war. I was thinking this morning, it's funny, what's the market saying? Oh, they're closed. F the Iranian regime, but they're also a country that has a legitimate military force. Hopefully it's quick and not met with endless retaliations. Now, I'm going to say something controversial here. I know everybody loves to hate Trump and hate on Trump. And sometimes it's like, look, you don't have to like the guy, but sometimes he does do things that, might be for the greater good. What was going on in Iran is pretty messed up. Said he was giving Iran 10 days to make a deal. I knew he was going to strike them on the weekend instead because people think that they're next level smart. President of peace. But this is the thing. It's like, it's all well and good. You know, people want to hate on Trump and take a pop at Trump, say, oh, he's starting another war. He said there were no wars. That is, to be fair, he did say there would be no more wars. But what has been going on in Iran is pretty despicable. We can't let Iran get nuclear weapons. You know, they're murdering protesters. They're murdering young women that just want their freedom and just don't want to be oppressed. And it probably does need to be a different regime. Probably does need to be.
And that was the thing. I wasn't, like I said in the beginning of the video, I wasn't privy to the deal that was being made and the 10 days as a stipulation, you know. That was kind of the back doors for him to get them 10 days and then slide on their block on the weekend. That was crazy. But yeah, so like you said, sometimes people feel as though they got to cut off the nose to save the face. You dig? So I don't know. Maybe some people gonna feel like he did what was necessary for the greater good. Some people gonna feel like he sacrificed the entire country and our entire livelihood for selfish gains.
You know, an opportunity for the people and the men and women of Iran to have something different and to have control of their own destiny. But it is definitely another war that I would say a lot of people would say we could do without. Now, what I think I might do is react to Trump's full speech later on in this video. But for now, I actually just want to show you some of the actual...
Brian is the best.
Y'all get to stonertrap.com. Check out the music, the merch, live streams, live performances.
Attacks that are taking place. Now, what's really interesting, I don't have any footage of this, but one of the big things that's going on is people are saying that they actually attacked the leader of Iran, his compound. There is rumors that he might already be dead. Some people are saying that he might already be dead. This is breaking the residence of Iranian leader Khamenei.
Yeah, that's confirmed. I just watched it in the last video. This came out like 7 hours ago, and then I watched a news clip from either CNN or Fox about an hour ago that confirmed he's gone. Peace be upon the brother.
Khamenei has been attacked. People saying highly doubt that he was home. Let's be real here. Trump probably told him to leave for his false flag attacks to make him look big and strong. I don't believe that, to be honest. If he was in there, he's a dumbass. Not a chance he was there. He's probably already in Putin's compound. It's the one country safe from Trump. I will say one thing about these leaders of these countries that like to attack America and then play the martyr. I do think a lot of these guys, they really just seem to absolutely just love attacking America, getting their shit pushed in, and fleeing the country while all of the people they leave behind get murdered. That's what they love. They love that. They love to chill in Qatar and wave around the flags and say how hard done by they are. You know, we see this sort of thing in Syria. We see it in other places. It is very, very interesting. I think that, you know, if the Iranian leader has already been taken out, that would be, you know, that wouldn't bode well for the current regime. And Trump has made it very clear that he wants regime change. Now, news...
Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of retaliatory behavior behind that. See, it's still like the stains of Al Qaeda is still there. Now, I ain't saying these people is connected with Al Qaeda. I ain't saying they ain't. But the thing about it is the thought is there. You know, whereas you did something to these people and now you can't have a resting place because you don't know where it's gonna come from. People are worried about sleeper cells and the whole nine. So it's got everybody on thin ice.
Have been revealing the devastating extent of the initial joint U.S. and Israeli operation. And let's be real, the U.S. is, you know, possibly the most proficient military in existence ever. So you know that they're going to be fucking shit.
Yeah, Griff, this is breaking news. A senior Israeli official tells Fox News that Iran's supreme leader and Iran's president were targeted in strikes against the Iranian capital of Tehran. Also targeted were the commanding officers responsible, according to this official, for the mass murder of Iranian protesters. The official adds that battle damage assessments will come out later. But again, this is a massive development. A senior Israeli official telling Fox News that Iran's supreme leader and Iran's president. So the Ayatollah Khamenei and Masoud Pezeshkian were targeted in Israeli strikes against the capital of Tehran. We don't know if they were successful as of yet. These battle damage assessments take some time, but it gives you a sense that the Americans and the Israelis, again, chose the most significant option that was on the table for military action against Iran. At this hour, the Iranians are still responding with ballistic missile fire against Israel.
So both the president and the supreme leader have been attacked, allegedly, all right? I mean, how much... Like, I do find that interesting, right? Like, that's some proper bit shit where it's like, we have a president, but no, I need to be supreme leader. Like, you don't... Presidential ain't enough. You got to be a supreme leader of the country. But they're attacking the supreme leader and the president, okay? They might have gotten both of them out of here already. It's highly possible. It's interesting to think that America, you know, they can take out... They can at least help and contribute towards taking out the most hidden narco, you know, cartel leaders in Mexico, but you're telling me Palantir can't find out where the supreme leader is chilling? I think they probably can. So I do believe that they could already be gone. It is possible. Now, here's some footage of Iranians basically reacting to the strikes.
Them folks know what they was doing, bro. They sliding and they getting the leaders out the way. If they gonna kick off a war like they saying, then of course you're gonna go for the top dogs first. You know, knock off the head, the body will follow.
They're happy. The average Iranian that has been oppressed by their government is happy about what's going on. This is Iranians on the rooftop reacting with happiness and excitement. Wow, they struck the residence, they hit the residence, and they're referring to bombs hitting Khamenei's official residence in Tehran. And some people are really happy about this.
Look, some motherfuckers happy. People down there bombing.
Tom
crazy,
Ogle.
bro. That is crazy.
I mean, it's honestly, it's actually heartwarming to hear those women kind of, you know, screaming with excitement. They really want the oppression to end. They're really excited to see their leader that is literally killing their brothers and sisters in the streets. The idea that their home has been destroyed and blown up and they might be dead. That's a W for them, right? So imagine.
Okay, so this gives me more context to earlier. I don't pre-watch the videos, and I'm not like I said earlier, I'm not privy to a lot of the politics of what's going on, right? So I didn't know how heavily that the women were being oppressed in all of these different spots. I knew about some, you know what I'm saying? But in all of these other spots, I didn't know it was going down like that. So I can understand the context when he said your freedom day has arise. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go in the crib because we sliding for y'all. We finna be bombing, and it's finna be bombs and bullets for everybody. So if y'all the women and the kids that we trying to free, we smacking everything else. Okay, I get it now. Come on.
Missile hits 2 kilometers from your house and your reaction is pure ecstasy. The video should tell all foreigners how much we despise the regime. It's interesting, right? Because over in those other subreddits, people are talking about, oh, Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. I'm not saying Trump's the greatest or anything like that. I'm not saying that I'm a big Trumper. But this is the new Iran subreddit. People are delighted. People in the comments are delighted, okay? People saying, I want to hear from actual Iranians. They're saying, this is the reaction of every patriotic Iranian. They're happy. I don't think I've ever heard such strong emotion from someone speaking. I truly hope for a better future for Iranians. Right? So you can't imagine how every day and night they've been anticipating and hoping for support. Just read earlier today from an Iranian joking that they jump for happiness every time they hear a loud noise, a car backfiring, a door slamming, even a fart, because they think it has started. Unbelievable scenes. People are crying. They're overjoyed.
It's the memes for me.
People saying, please stay safe. Honestly, the fact people are cheering the bombing of their own country is proof of how fucked the regime is. In this country, we call it the Luigi effect. That's crazy. People are saying they're teary-eyed from happiness, right? He sounded elated in this clip. Hopefully this is it, and Iran is going to be free from the regime's influence. So some people are kind of talking about this as saying, is it just a symbolic attack, or are there actually high-ranking officials in there? I heard that Mush Ali was already moved to a bunker.
They smacked some high-ranking officials for sure. It's been confirmed. I confirmed it in the last video we watched.
Somewhere I hope civilians will be safe and can afford to temporarily move to safer places. But people are saying, as far as I'm aware, it's symbolic. However, other sites are of military importance, and it's just the beginning. If they started with a symbolic gesture, that tells you everything about how serious the next attacks are going to be. It also symbolizes we're with you and stand against the regime. So does the name of the war in Israel, the Roar of the Lion. It's very intentional and meant to demoralize the regime and moralize normal, sane Iranians, okay? He was saying, I really hope it's not just a symbolic attack. Last time we attacked Iran, 30 of our brothers and sisters were killed in the aftermath. It sounds ridiculously light in the face of what you guys have been going through, but every life is important. Israel will continue to risk itself to support better conditions for life for all of us. I know Israel, they've definitely... I don't dig too deep into that conflict, but they've definitely done some things that are not savory in the Middle East. But at the same time, this is something that they're part of that is going to be good for the average Iranian person. Let's just put it that way, okay? It says the Persian Iranian revival is exactly what will make the region safer and better. I'd like to add that if the mullahs only killed 30 protesters, it would still be an outrage. But the gravity of 60,000 plus protesters being killed isn't lost on me. My heart is broken for you guys and all the casualties caused by this regime's wars. We do not take this risk lightly at all. I hope and believe these attacks are meant to finish off Khamenei and his regime once and for all. Okay, they really are trying to get rid of this regime that has just murdered so many innocent people. People saying this choked me up.
This is real. This is really going on. This is really going on, y'all. So everybody stay vigilant. Everybody stay aware. This is gonna change the economy. This is gonna change things socially. It's all, look at the chatter. This ain't just online chatter. This is gonna be chatter in the streets too. And trust me, inflation is going to be a bitch. I'm telling you, the price of everything is finna go up, and traveling around the U.S. domestically and internationally is gonna be tough. You know, because like I said, the remnants of what happened with 9/11, our conflicts with the Middle East, jumping off attacks and then having those attacks return, you know what I'm saying? Because these are human beings, you know. These ain't bots. This ain't a game. This not a thing where you do something to somebody and nothing happens after, you know. So I'm gonna wrap it up with that, and make sure that y'all stay in tune for updates, because we definitely gonna keep talking about it. And get over to stonertrap.com so y'all can check out the music, the merch, more of the podcast, and some of the live streams and live performances. Peace to everybody. Stay safe out there, man. Stay safe.